At Sun Valley Animal Shelter, we got a friend for you. Just drive on down to our side of town. We'll make your dreams come true. So
hello and welcome to the Pet Showcase, presented to you by the Sun Valley Animal Shelter located in Glendale. We have another program, as we usually do, showing you a selection of the cats and dogs that are available for adoption, and hope that you'll make an effort to come down and see all these beautiful and wonderful animals. And I have with me Cheryl Ann Trim, who will discuss with you some of the dogs that we have to display and let us know what you have.
All right, Al, thank you so much, and thank you so much for tuning in today. And we're going to start the program with a little terrier mix. This is Cheeto. And Cheeto is about a year and a half old. He came from one of the shelter transfers,
right.
The overcrowded shelters. And he's just adorable. He's pure terrier. He walks pretty good on a leash, sheds just a little bit. You could trim him, but you don't have to. Because he's a year and a half and he came from a different shelter, we don't really know a whole lot of his backstory.
Right.
So who knows how many shelters he's been at, how many homes he's been at, what type of environment he's been in. We do know that he was taken care of fairly well because he's really in good condition. He's not too thin. But he will still need what I always recommend all the dogs get, basic obedience training. We like our dogs to be inside, so we much prefer you to house train them as well. And they're part of the family, so they should be inside with you.
Right.
And he's like a strawberry blonde color, just adorable, as cute as can be. And if you like the tramp-looking dog or the wiry-haired looking
Right.
dog,
He keeps looking at me.
Cheetos for you, and
Yes,
maybe,
for me,
aren't
yeah.
you looking for a dog, Al?
Yeah, I take him temporarily and bring him back again, unfortunately, yeah. Is he going to be good with children? I would think so.
He probably will be. Sometimes terriers, I always like to say they're terrorers, and sometimes they cause a little bit of trouble, so it just depends. As long as it's not a small child like
Yeah.
a 2 or 3 year old, as long as they're a little bit older, he would do wonderful with them.
Yeah, you make an interesting point with terriers. They are an active dog.
Very much so.
And they're not a real lap sitter in a
No.
sense, so you have to take that into consideration when you want to adopt a dog like this.
Yeah, they still will. They will snuggle with you, but they like to be active and they
Right.
like to be busy.
Well, thank you very much for showing us.
And he's
this
looking at a
beautiful
kitty
dog.
right now, so don't know about the kitties, but come on out, ask for Cheeto, about a year and a half.
Yeah, bring the other dog out there. Well, here's another one of these wired hair things.
Yeah,
huh?
this is, I like to give her little mohawk. This is Adeline, and Adeline's about a year old. She is a Shih Tzu Terrier mix. Has a fairly long body, so I'm not really sure what's in her, what kind of terrier is in her, but what makes her so endearing is she's got an underbite as well as a snaggletooth.
Right.
So I don't know that the camera picks that
No,
up, but it's
maybe
just
not.
funny. And it gives her character when you bring a dog home
Yeah,
like this.
absolutely.
She's got a little bit of character because she's not going to look like any other dog on the block, let
I
me
don't
tell
think
you.
I like that mohawk, though. Do you?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You can put some colors on it and
that
make it
should-
red or blue.
But that
or-
shouldn't stop anybody from adopting her. Oh, look at
No.
that. I can see the underbite.
Yeah,
right
there's
there.
big underbite and a
Yeah.
snaggletooth. And she also came from an overcrowded shelter. And luckily we had the room so we could take her.
Right.
I don't know if you'd want to groom her or not. That would be totally up to you.
Right,
That would
yeah.
have to be put in your budget
Yeah,
if you
you
were
like
going to.
me too, huh?
If you were going to adopt her, we don't want you falling off the cart
Yeah.
here, Adeline. But she walks pretty well on a leash, loves to sit up on the benches with us, loves to snuggle with us. So she's going to be one that will probably snuggle in bed with you, be a good TV sitter or a couch sitter if you're watching a TV program.
Got to watch her you don't roll over on her in bed, though.
That's right.
That's
but
one of the problems with
she's-
small animals.
No, but she's big enough that
Yeah.
won't happen. But she's really, really nice, and you just gotta love that underbite
Yeah.
and snaggletooth.
Yeah.
So come on out and ask for Adeline.
All right. Thank you very much. Very unusual dog. Nice character
Yes.
to it.
And this is Jax. Jax is jet black. He's got a little bit of white on his
Yeah.
feet and on his chest. And he is a Spaniel Dachshund mix. I'm not sure that I see Dachshund,
What,
but
Dachshund?
yeah, but I definitely see some kind of Spaniel
Yeah,
in
a
him.
spaniel for sure, but
Yes.
a dachshund, I'm not so sure.
And he is a big love
Maybe
bug.
the nose.
Perhaps,
Yeah,
yeah,
could be.
a little bit. Big love bug, likes to sit on the benches with us, walks pretty well on a leash. And remember, these dogs, he is about a year old. They're just like toddlers at this age. All the dogs on today's program are going to be less than 2 years old. That means they're all in their puppy stage. So much like a toddler, you need to supervise with them, watch them, correct their mistakes that they might make. That's the only way that they're going to learn what is right and what is wrong. Just because you get a dog from the shelter doesn't mean it knows all the rules.
Right, probably doesn't know much.
No. And you need to teach it the rules, so please have some patience with them. Give them a chance to gel with your family.
All of these dogs seem to be smelling me all the time. Must be something.
It must be your cologne or something, Al. I don't know.
I don't know either. Or say I look like a potential adopter. Maybe that's
could be.
what it is.
But I just love him because he's all black. I like that he's got a little bit of white on his tail, the little bit of white on his feet and on his chest. He's just really, really a nice boy. And one thing before we let him go that I would just like to talk about before I forget. Now that summer is creeping upon us, it's getting warmer outside, just remember, keep your dogs inside if you possibly can, and if they must be left outside, nice amount of shade for them and cool water for them. Because with these summer months coming upon us, they need to have nice cool water.
Well, here's another rather nice animal, and again, a small
we have a
mix
cutie.
of a.
This is a Chihuahua.
A Chihuahua.
A little Chihuahua, probably a mix. And I picked her only because, well, first off, her name is Carlita, so I like her name, Carlita. And
a little Spanish pronunciation, please.
And the Ita on the back
That's
because
right.
it means she's tiny.
That's right.
But she's blonde, and when you see her in the sunlight, she's got this little tiny strip of a tan color.
Right.
And then kind of freckly on the face. Not real freckly, but a little bit of pink on her nose. And she's really, really nice. She's only about 7 pounds, and she's about a year old. This is as big as she's going to get. And with dachshunds, with Chihuahuas, you want to make sure that you don't overfeed them. A dog like this is so easy to, shall I say, not to say something bad, but kill them with kindness. We like to give them treats, and then sometimes they will just get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
And we don't want that to happen to these little guys.
This comes from just about the right size.
She's the perfect size.
I look at the legs and the body,
This perfect little Chihuahua. If you live in an apartment, if you live in a condo, something that has a small backyard, perfect little dog for you. Really, really sweet. Seems to like some of the other dogs here at the shelter, so that's a plus. I'm not too sure how she'll do with cats, but probably not with tiny children, only because she's so little herself. Probably better with older kids, maybe grade school kids and above. Really, really nice, kind of has these big perky ears. But she's just really sweet, has a really sweet face, has a nice sweet disposition.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
Yes, come on out, ask for
That's a cute
Carlita.
dog.
She really is.
All right, now another one.
Okay, now we got a really tiny one.
They're getting smaller
Yes,
as we go
a tiny
on
one.
They'll disappear in a minute or two.
And a tiny name to go with it. His name is Pee-wee.
Pee-wee.
And Pee-wee's only 8 months old. And so he'll get maybe a tiny bit bigger, but much like Carlita, the dog we just had, he's not going to get a whole lot bigger. So we don't want to overfeed him because he is so small, but check out his ears, Al.
Yeah, I know. They have these big ears, oversized ears.
Big Mickey Mouse ears for this little tiny guy, but he's a chocolate brown. He's really pretty. He has like a nice little white blaze, goes right down the center of his face.
He can't weigh more than a pound or two, my gosh.
He's about 4 pounds.
4 pounds.
Yeah. And probably when he's all the way done growing, he might be about 6 pounds. And that's probably all he should be, because right now you feel his ribs, but you don't really feel him. So he's really just right. And because he is so tiny, we would prefer he not go home with little children, because little kids tend to pull ears and tails. And
spindly legs is practically nothing on him.
He does, and when he walks, he prances. So he's a little prancer. When you walk him on a leash, it's really, really cute to see. So he's just really, really nice. Probably adults or much older children if you're going to think about adopting Pee-wee.
Yeah, and you can take, for the ladies in the audience, you can put that one in a bag, handbag, and have his head stick out like I've seen him do. But don't do it.
All
Don't do it.
Paris Hilton, Al. Come on out, ask for Pee-wee. And this is the last dog of the program. I absolutely love this little one.
I love the coloration.
Isn't it? Her name is Hope. She's a Schnauzer mix. She's 4 months old, and she's brindle. So it gives her such a unique look. Especially, I mean, she'll have the long tail, But if you cut her and give her a Schnauzer look, you'll have people doing a double take. What kind of Schnauzer is that? Because of her brindle.
Right.
But she's so sweet. I had her in the Barker's Lounge today. And again, you look at this dog and she looks like she's so gentle and angelic. She was bouncing all over the Barker's Lounge. When you throw a toy for her, she pounces on it, just like a cat. It was so cute to watch her play.
Yeah, we have to mention, in fact, when the dogs come on a TV program, they don't know what's going on, and it's very strange to them. They sort of get introverted.
They do.
And when you take them out, then it's a total different characteristic. Is this one related to that other one we had?
It's related to a dog we had on another program, yes. It's a litter mate of another dog we had. So really, really sweet dog. Her name is Hope, 4 months old. All the dogs on today's program came from overcrowding of animal shelters.
So we hope you'll come out and see these fantastic animals. And don't forget Hope. She needs a good home too.
She's a sweetie.
So thank you very much for showing us those animals.
My pleasure.
Really nice. Well, that concludes our program for the dogs. And in about a minute and a half or so, we'll be back and come to you with our cat showcase.
If you want to adopt one of the animals you see right here on this program, contact the Sun Valley Animal Shelter at 623-872-7941 or visit them online at sunvalleypets.org.
We'll be going home with you.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back, and as we said earlier, we're going to have the cat showcase, and Tony Bowers is with me here to present these fine animals to you. So let us know what you've got in line for us.
Alrighty, we've got 5 cats, and we've got 2 kittens from our kitten room to show the public. So our first cat is Troy, and Troy is actually medium to long-haired, red and white male, neutered male. And the nice thing about him, he's only 6 months old.
Only 6 months, looks like about 2 years old to me.
I know. He came into the shelter with his mom and some litter mates. He is so sweet. We kind of turn him around here, maybe the camera will get his face so they can see what a pretty face he is and the beautiful markings that he has. His mom took care of him. His mom has been on a show before. Her name is Patches. And he is just doing so well here. A wonderful family found the mother and her litter out in the wild, and they gathered them up because she was obviously a domesticated cat that had been thrown out or got out somehow, and had a litter. They took in the mom and the whole litter and nursed them on and helped her take care of them, and got them to an age at which they could go ahead and bring them in here to the shelter. And we've had them here. They are wonderful. They are the sweetest cats. And we'd love for them to find a nice, wonderful home. This would be a tremendous cat for a young family with some kids. He will grow up with the kids. He's just, isn't he cute?
Oh yeah, he's making himself relaxed here.
Right, he's just as happy as can be. Now he is going to have some hair here, so we want to make sure that his new family knows they're going to have to commit to some brushing and some regular grooming with him. We have a lot of people that come into, volunteers that come into the shelter and volunteer their time and brush and comb all of our cats here. So that always helps.
Well,
so
all of our cats should be brushed more or less, don't we?
Yeah, they really should. So I'm going to turn around and put him in here. Make some room for our next cat.
Oh, this is a big one.
That's
another one you have to brush.
This is another one that's going to need a committed family for that brushing and grooming. This is Theo, and Theo is 4 years old. He's a neutered male, and definitely a lot of hair.
I would say.
We're going to both be sneezing. But Theo is very sweet. What a wonderful disposition on him, and beautiful eyes. You get the eyes here.
Look
at that.
Yeah.
He's
wow,
really pretty.
Absolutely gorgeous.
He's very social. He was surrendered by his family because they had to move and he could not go with them, which was quite sad, not only for the family but for the cat. So he loves all the cats in here. He's very tolerant of everybody in here. He does go up to people when they come in to visit our room.
Right.
But he's going to need a family that is going to be committed to the hair. So
Right, and that's a commitment with this cat.
It is, right. And we want to make sure always that when somebody's looking at a cat like this, that you've been around cats and you're okay with the allergy possibilities.
Yeah, that's a real problem too with a lot of people, I know that.
Right. So that's Theo, and again, he's 4 years old. So our next kitty.
Oh, look at this beautiful
Well,
one.
beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
This is Nadira, and she is a chocolate point Siamese. Beautiful, beautiful markings.
She's not an Abyssinian?
No.
No, okay.
No. And you'll see her points on her ears and on her arms here, and her tail that she has curled around her. She is just stunning. She is actually about 2 years old, and she was also found, a woman found her on the side of the road, and she was very scared. The woman was able to pick her up and bring her in here. You've got your beautiful blue eyes. So hopefully they can see her pretty blue eyes, which is typical of the Siamese breed. She's not too happy with us holding her down here.
Not.
But actually she's very social, and when people come and sit in here, I'm going to let her go. She'll actually come and sit up on the sofas or on the chairs and be right around all the people in here. So she's a nice young cat, 2 years old, and she'd be looking for a nice family. All
There's another beautiful cat.
Well, now here we go again. Here's another mama that came in. We have really had them. This is Virgo, and she's actually 2.5 years old, and domestic short hair here. But she's a little bit larger, as you can see, like black and white, very close or very similar to being what we call a tuxedo cat.
Right.
She's got the white markings on her face, her chest, and her paws. Come on back here.
How come we don't call the dogs that have these markings tuxedo dogs?
I don't, well, those are Boston Terriers, maybe.
I was going to say something in the last program with a dog that had the white paws and the chest and the tail, and call them a tuxedo, but I figured, well,
I don't know.
I never heard that with the dog.
No, but with the cats, there are quite a few tuxedo cats.
Right.
But she came in also with a litter of kittens into the shelter.
We have plenty of kittens, people, so please come out.
And she was also an excellent mama. Took care of all of her kittens and everything, and then they got to the point where they could be put up for adoption. And then we did spay Virgo, and she's also up for adoption now. So she's in wonderful shape, nice, lean, sleek, beautiful cat. So if you're looking for a young cat, female, spayed, she's going to be the one.
Right.
And she's good around other cats too.
Yeah.
Because she had her kittens here and everything. So our last cat.
Are we going to get this thing of yours that you play on me, a last cat, and then out come the kittens?
Yeah, 8 or 10 kittens all at once.
I got to watch Tony. She pulls this on me all the time.
I was pretty good last time. This is Fleur, and she actually, she's about 1.5 years old, and she's what we would call a torty point Siamese, because she has the multiple colors throughout, but she's got her points, and she's got the blue eyes here.
Yeah. They're dark, though.
Yes. They are dark blue. Oh,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
Look at you. Aren't you pretty? Look at you. I hope you look in the camera. They can see what a beautiful kitty you are. So again, 1.5-year-old spayed female, and she came in with a sister, and her sister has since been adopted, and now she's looking for a wonderful home. Again, she likes to sit next to people when they come into the shelter, and she'll finally take her time, and she's kind of sniffs around. They seem to be okay, so then she'll come and sit with them. And she loves, she loves the ear scratches and the petting and so on. But she's really beautiful, isn't she?
I might mention, while you mentioned, alluded to at least, a thing about cats coming up to you. If you come in a shelter like this and cats come up to you and rub against you, what that indicates normally is you're acceptable.
Yes.
See? So
Yes.
you have to be acceptable to the cat.
We tell people to come and spend time here because a lot of times the cat picks you.
Yeah, they pick you. That's right. Don't forget that. That's not the case with dogs, but with cats it definitely is.
Absolutely. I mean, they really do. And we hope that people, when they come in looking for a cat or a kitten, will actually spend some extra time in here and try to, relax and just let the cats come around you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you'll say, oh, my goodness sakes, that's the one.
Yeah.
So here come our kittens.
Whenever I come in here, there's about 5 or 6 on the rub against me, and I
They
say,
do.
wait, I'm not in the mood for a cat right now.
All right, so we have some difference in sizes here
Yeah.
because this is William, and he's a little neutered male. He's actually only about 2.5 months
I was
old.
going to say, he looks like very young,
He
yeah.
is tiny and young.
Yeah.
So, and this is Pisces. Pisces actually is one of Virgo's kittens that we had, the tuxedo cat,
Right.
Mama. This is one of her kittens, and you can kind of tell she got the black and white eye.
All right.
Pisces is actually 4 months old, and she's going to be obviously, I would say probably a domestic short hair, but black and white, but not the tuxedo. These
Right.
are definitely not a tuxedo markings.
No,
They're just
way too much
a normal black and white. These two little darlings came out of our kitten room where they have their own room to run around and cause trouble and climb and sleep and cuddle up together. We keep the little ones away from the adult cats because
Right.
they will drive the adult cats crazy.
No.
They have so many crazy antics.
Too much energy.
Too much energy, too many antics, and they just run and play. It's so much fun to watch them. So let me move you back, little
Yeah.
William here, so tiny. So we would love to have you come, take a look at our kitten room if you're interested. We have people fill out applications, and then if everything's good, you can go in and sit in
Right.
there and let the little kittens climb all over you.
I have something to say about the kitten room. We did a program a number of years ago, remember, in the kitten room,
Yes.
where the camera went into the kitten room, and
They got mobbed.
they got mobbed. Jacob Abramson, who is our director over here of our program, I haven't sprung this on him yet, but I think I can ask him sometime to come in the kitten room to take a picture there and tolerate all this jumping around and running up to the camera and interfering, and they'll see what he's made of.
Our kitten room runs from about 6 months down to about, this is probably about the youngest that we go.
Right.
Because again, we want to wait that they're weaned properly from
Right.
their moms and that they're of the appropriate weight in order to spay or neuter
Right.
them. And that they have good health and immunity before we
Absolutely,
start
yes.
spaying and neutering. So they go from 6 to about 2.5 months.
Okay.
But again, please come and visit. There's just tons of cats in here that you can love and brush and pet and spend time with.
All right, thank you very much. We have done our cat showcase, and we have a final segment coming up in about a minute and a half, which I think you'll find very interesting, so please stay right where you are.
If you want to adopt one of the animals you see right here on this program, contact the Sun Valley Animal Shelter at 623-872-7941 or visit them online at sunvalleypets.org.
We'll be going home with you.
Abandoned and lost. From the dark, cold streets of the city to a cage in the local shelter, to heaven, your lap.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Welcome back for the final segment. As usual, we have Susan Alexander with us, who's going to discuss some of the correspondence that we get and photographs of animals that have been adopted from our shelter with some anecdotal stories about them. So Susan, tell us about it.
Okay, this first one, it's sad, but a lady adopted from here a long time ago, and she wrote us a note when she had to put her dog down. So I'd like to read it. It's very moving. Okay. Please accept this donation in memory of my beloved Allie. I adopted her March 1st, 2002, and had her until January 7th, 2013. The first time I came to the shelter, there was a PowerPoint presentation of the animals on a computer. Allie's picture was the first one I saw. I volunteered at the front desk and kept seeing her, so I finally asked about her. An astute adoption counselor, like me, thought it would be a good idea to have Allie in the office that afternoon. A dirty trick, but it worked. She immediately came to me and was mine from that point on. She came to work with me and barked at everyone who came through the door. I was in the hospital for 5 months last year. Allie literally saved my life. My friend put her picture everywhere so I could see her. I had to get home to take care of her. She had a rare form of skin cancer, and when I had to put her down, of course, I sobbed, but so did the vet. Everyone loved her. Sincerely, Betty Wickwire.
Oh, that's a very nice story, and I happen to know that woman.
You do?
Yeah, I know her vaguely when she was a volunteer here, yeah.
Okay, I know, it's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Well, that's a nice memorial for her, yeah.
And I have a cat.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. Hi, it's the Woods family. We adopted Sarah today and had a successful ride home. Our dog Jack was so excited to have a new sister, and they already act like old friends, giving kisses and snuggling up to each other. Sarah has been exploring her new digs and likes to sit in our laps and purr. Thank you all so much for a wonderful adoption experience. I was very impressed with your facility and staff. Thank you for trusting us. We will give Sarah a wonderful home, and her lifetime will be full of love. Tara.
That's another nice letter. We get really nice correspondence from these people, don't they? They're real animal lovers, and they show a feeling for them.
Right, and sometimes we get them coming in the shelter to visit us.
Well, that's even
mostly
better.
The dogs, not the cats,
mostly, I
because
know
they freak
that.
out. But that's always a good time for us.
What else you got there?
Okay, here are some photos of our two adopted angels, Jet the cat and Brick, formerly known as Brownie the dog. They adopted two, a dog and a cat. Brick had a nervous piddle. When he first came home, he would tinkle anytime he was startled or excited, so we had to move slowly. We worked with him and potty trained him. He is now doing fantastic. Jet and Brick are best buddies. They love to dress up, chase each other around the house, and eat each other's food. Jet is an amazing cat and acts more like a dog than a kitty. Brick is my running companion and has helped me get into shape. Thank you so much for blessing our family with these angels.
Well, that's a nice letter, too. Well, I think we're out of time. We can go on and on with all these very nice accolades, and Susan always comes up with these nice letters for us, so thank you very much.
Thanks to the adopters for sending them to me.
That's right, which you are one. So
4 times.
4 times. Well, that concludes our program for today. So this is Al Young, Susan Alexander. Thank you for watching, and we hope to have you look in on us in the future.
With dogs and cats and puppies and kittens, all shapes and sizes, you'll be so smitten. With dogs and cats and puppies and kittens for you. There's Fluffy and Spike, Snowball and Skippy, and Scott and Precious. Don't forget Miss Kitty. With dogs and cats and puppies and kittens for you. At Sun Valley Animal Shelter, we got a friend for you. Just drive on down to our side of town. We'll make your dreams come true. At Sun Valley Animal Shelter, we got a friend for you. Just drive on down to our side of town. We'll make your dreams come true. So come on down to our side of town. We'll wag our tails for you. Get licks a bunch, well I got a hunch. We'll be going home with you. We'll be going home with you.